Welcome back to the Burns Gambo Show. Yeah, that Mike Hazen conversation will be one to listen to, obviously, with the news about Paul Sewald going to miss the first few weeks of the baseball season, maybe more, depending on the severity of that injury. Opening day, just about 48 hours away. You and I are going to be down there right outside the plaza getting ready. And this guy's going to be there, too. He's going to have a lot more work on his plate than we are that day. He's the opening day starter. It's time for a clubhouse call-in.
The Clubhouse Call-In with Burns and Gambo.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
And for the second straight year, it is a pleasure to welcome the Diamondbacks opening day starter to the show right before opening day, Zac Gallen, joining us here on the Burns and Gambo Show. Zach, welcome back to the show. It's always a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing today?
Good, fellas. How are you?
Good. Let's start with before we talk about you and opening day, and let's start with the news about Paul Sewald. What a great pickup he was for you guys last year. Really solidified that bullpen. I think that's when things really started to change for this team. Having that closer, not having him for an extended period of time now. How much do you think that will affect your guys' start?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, losing a guy of the caliber of Paul is never easy. But I think, like you said, with Paul's, his appearance here kind of stabilized the bullpen. And I think, honestly, gave some guys confidence in their roles that they were in and now know that, they're going to have to pick up the slack with Paul missing now. But I think the main thing is, like I said, the confidence guys got in that, last 2 months that we played. I think guys are going to be just fine. We're going to hold the boat steady until Paul comes back, and it's going to be like a shot in the arm. So it's going to be like getting the guy to the deadline again.
Yeah, and there's no question, Ginkel was great for you guys all last year, and I think Thompson was terrific. So you've got some guys that could fill that role in the meantime, and they got some valuable experience last year too, especially with how far you guys went.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's, like you said, the experience is key. A lot of self-belief. I think stem from that. Guys know, the task at hand. And I think you're going to see guys step up and, maybe we'll have somebody emerge that's, going to carry that confidence down the stretch this season.
Zac Gallen, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show, opening day starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks coming up on Thursday. For you, your second straight one of these, and I heard you on with Wolf and Luke about a week ago, and you were talking about how you're ready to go. You feel like you've worked on everything you need to work on and that you're ready for opening day. What's the level of excitement knowing that you're going to get that ball on opening day for the second straight year?
Yeah, for sure. Starting on opening day is definitely an honor. Like you said, this is my second one, and I don't take that honor too lightly. I'm glad that Torrey and the front office and everybody is going to put that faith in me. Opening day is a special day. There's definitely an energy. It's like back when you're opening day for your little league. You feel like a little leaguer again. So yeah, I'm excited. Feel pretty solid. So. Hopefully I can get us off on a good foot and, continue doing what we were doing last year.
How did you feel about your spring? How did you, in kind of a more limited maybe than normal type role for you, how did you feel like your spring went for you?
Yeah, felt like it was pretty solid. It was obviously a little different, delayed getting in the game a little bit, but started my throwing program a little sooner than I have in years past. So it was kind of a different, kind of vibe for me, but I felt like it's kind of what I needed in terms of workload, but also, being able to concentrate on things I felt like I needed to address from a delivery standpoint and pitch shaping and all those things, that fall into that umbrella. So yeah, I feel pretty solid with where I'm at. Like the velo and everything's kind of right about where it's been in years past when I've had a different build-up. So I feel pretty solid with how spring went so far.
I know Kurt Schilling told me once that, once you get to that level where you're throwing 180, 200, 210 innings, then you're okay. Like each year, you don't kind of worry about that. You've gone from 120 to 184 to 210 plus what you did in the playoffs. Is that any concern for you, or do you think that your arm's built up enough to where you'll be fine?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel pretty solid, honestly. I feel like I try and do a really, really good job of taking care of my body, taking care of my arm. That's something just from a young age I tried to instill in myself and, my parents and coaches around me are like, that's your tool. You got to take care of that thing. And just, I think if anything, it's kind of heightened my kind of just concentration on it. Just understanding that what it takes to throw, 180 plus innings, 200, like you said, 240, counting the playoffs. So just kind of tried to dial in more so my preparation. So I think, if anything, it was good for me. It was, I was able to address some things that, I was going to need to address as I got older and, able to stick around in this game. So, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I feel pretty solid, so we'll see how it goes.
I know Burnsy here. The moneymaker is his voice. He's got to take care of the voice, not the arm. So he's constantly drinking tea and honey and lemon drops and resting the voice. That's his moneymaker. Yeah. How do you take care of the arm? You said, I've been good my whole life at taking care of my arm. Tell us what that means. What do you do to take care of your arm? Yeah,
that's just, a lot of just now it's more so like getting in the training room, making sure, with Ben, our PT, I do a lot of work with him. So make sure everything, my range of motion, everything, muscles and tendons and everything are feeling solid to him. We address that, keep me kind of in the same lane. So I'm not getting too far to one side or the other. That could put me at risk for injury. And then just doing a lot of strength work in terms of just shoulder, forearm, you name it, lat. And then just trying to get, in the weight room and have a consistent workout plan throughout the year. You're not really trying to, add too much strength throughout the year, trying to maintain, obviously get a little bit stronger. But yeah, I mean, just being smart about everything really, and being cognizant of doing arm care and things like that.
Zac Gallen, our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. Opening day started for the Diamondbacks coming up on Thursday. You've had a front row seat this spring to some of the younger pitchers. And you had a front row seat last year, too, when Brandon Pfaadt did what he did in his postseason. Tommy Henry last year, Ryan Nelson as well. Now those guys are being asked to do much, much more this year. You've kind of had a front row seat to their development and their growth. How prepared do you think they are for kind of this moment? Because they're going to get this big close-up here for the first few weeks to start the season.
Yeah, for sure. I think these guys are if not just as ready as us, maybe even more ready. I think they knew what was at stake. I know Tommy and Ryan had kind of had a advanced throwing program. I know that they had 10 bullpens before I even stepped on the mound. So those guys – kind of knew the opportunity that was at hand for them, for each one of them. And now they're both going to get the opportunity to kind of show off what they had, worked on all off season and spring training and whatnot. And I mean, those guys look great. I mean, Tommy looked really good last night. Nelly's looked good all camp. And you can kind of see the work that those guys have put in is starting to take shape. So I'm excited for them. And then obviously Pfaadt, what he did last year, a little different, I think, kind of just program for him, kind of on the same page as Merrill and I, just being a little bit smart. He had a lot of, big workload in the playoffs and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what those guys, have in store for us this season.
A lot of people feel like, you're not going to surprise anybody this year. Everybody's going to be gunning for you. You're the NL champs. Do you buy any of that? Do you think the approach to playing the Diamondbacks will be different from opponents?
Yeah, I think we'll have a little bit of both. Honestly, I think we'll have the target on our back, but at the same time, I think some people. Now, I don't know about necessarily teams, but just maybe the narrative around baseball is maybe that what we did last year was a fluke. So I think you're going to see a lot of teams put that target on our back and try to prove that what we did last year was a fluke. So we're kind of in that weird spot where we're going to have to go out there and prove it again. But so does every other team. I mean, every year when you start opening day, it's 0-0, and nothing you did last year counts. So I think what we learned from last year was, just a lot of self-belief, understand that what we have in this clubhouse can get the job done. So yeah, a lot of guys are excited. There's always energy, right as camp's about to end and the season's about to start. So yeah, we'll be at an interesting spot, but I have faith in our guys, all 25 other guys in the clubhouse.
No disrespect to any of the guys who were here last year, but how much better do you think you are this year as a team?
Yeah, I think definitely. We definitely got better. I mean, the front office and management and ownership just kind of said, hey, you give us a product to invest in. We're going to go out and invest. And they did their job. So now it's up to us, to go out there and prove what they did was the right moves. And, you bring in guys like Gino and Jock and Eddie. And so, yeah, I mean, we're excited. And we've got some young guys, too, that are trying to break through. So, yeah, I mean, definitely on paper, we're a better team. But, paper gets thrown out the window as soon as Thursday comes around. We got to go out and prove it.
You ready for Arizona to take out North Carolina in the Elite Eight?
That's going to be that's going to be a house divided, that matchup, if it comes to fruition. So I'm excited for that game. Hopefully both teams get there. It'll be fun in our household. With me going to Carolina and my girlfriend and her family, all U of A people. So it'll be a fun one. So we'll see how that goes. But obviously I'm riding with the Heels.
I did not know that. So your girlfriend and family, they're U of A.
Yep, my girlfriend went to U of A. Her dad went to U of A. There's some U of A ties on that side.
Wow,
so,
that is a house divided.
Oh yeah, this is the first time I've had a house divided. So it'll be fun.
Are you going to be allowed to go home if your team wins?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to get a hotel room downtown if
Just
not
for a night or two. Yeah, that might be an angry household if U of A loses to North Carolina. They both got to get there first. You guys got Alabama and U of A's got Clemson, but I think U of A will take care of Clemson no problem, and then I think they'll beat North Carolina. Make you unhappy.
I don't know. Clemson took down the Heels earlier this year, so I wouldn't be counting Clemson out. So that's a good ball club.
All right. Well, you let us – we don't need to dive too deep into your personal life, Zac, but next time we talk, you let us know how things are going. We just want to make sure everything's okay with you. All right.
All right. This sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right, Zac. Hey, good luck on Thursday, man. We appreciate you taking 10 minutes out of your time, okay?
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Zac Gallen joining us here on the Arizona Sports Line.
Thanks for watching Burns Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.